Hello guys, and welcome back to another video here on this channel. I hope you're all doing really well, and thank you so much for joining me again on another one of my videos. So today I'm going to be doing something slightly different, and I'm going to be taking you guys along with me on my Istanbul trip, showing you my me-made items that I wore while travelling and showing you how I dressed them up and what I paired them with. The weather was originally forecasted to be around 12 degrees, and we were surprised with temperatures as low as 6 degrees. So my wardrobe of choice probably wasn't the most ideal, and there were a couple of items which I couldn't unfortunately wear, but the ones that I did I really loved, really enjoyed, and was super comfortable. So I hope you enjoy watching what I wore, and I'll also be sharing with you snippets of delicious food that we had there and a little bit of culture as well, if you guys are interested in travelling to Istanbul in the future. So without further ado, let's get on straight into the video. So we took off from London in the afternoon, and being a daytime flight, it did mean that we arrived in Istanbul quite late in the evening. We probably arrived at the hotel about 12 p.m. So yeah, we were on a hunt for some good food for dinner that evening, and we found this lovely authentic diner where they served us this amazing beef moussaka and a lamb doner, and for dessert was the traditional kanafe, which is a very sweet and cheesy dessert. And I know that sounds like a really strange combination, but as you can see here from the video, it just looks absolutely divine, and it was just delicious to eat. So for day one, what I wore was my stretchy jersey maxi skirt, which I've done a video on actually, so if you want to see that, I will pop a card up in the top right corner. But it was such a lovely piece, perfect for visiting the mosques because it's keeping your legs covered, but also went really well with my nude trench coat and my linen blouse, and also matched my scarf, which wasn't intentional, but yeah, really good. The first full day we visited the mosques. The first one here is the tomb in front of the Blue Mosque. Unfortunately, the Blue Mosque was not open due to renovation works. However, the Hagia Sophia also was a very stunning mosque to see. This is the Hagia Sophia, and behind was the Blue Mosque, which looks just so grand and so beautiful. Now, there's lots of these little stalls around with lots of savoury foods and bread, and perfect place just to pick up a couple of snacks. But we decided to walk to the Hagia Sophia to have a look inside. The decoration inside is just absolutely stunning, and the grandiosity of it is just so underestimated from photographs and videos. And yeah, just was in absolute awe of the grandness of it all, and would highly recommend. So we decided to have lunch at this beautiful rooftop restaurant. I'll pop the name up on the screen of where we went, and the food was absolutely sublime. We ate so well, we were so full, which pretty much sums up our food status throughout the whole of our trip in Istanbul. Now, we decided to get a little bit of a cold meze, which just had a bit of everything. So we could try a little bit of everything from the vine leaves to the sauces, the spinach and cheese pastry rolls, and the lab kebab just doused in cheese and yogurt. And the salads there were just absolutely delicious too. Now, we decided to take a trip to the Grand Bazaar, have a little snoop around. It was absolutely chaotic, but there was something so exciting about being there. There were so many fashion shops there as well, and it was just so lovely to see a little bit of fashion inspiration from a different part of the world. So this is the Galata Bridge, and this is where all the boats come in, and it's absolutely full of people fishing along the shore. It seems like they were mainly fishing sardines, and it was just so interesting to see them catching them on the hook. The amount of seagulls in Istanbul I completely underestimated. They are absolutely everywhere, and you need to be so careful that they do not poop on your head, because I've had a couple of close calls during our trip here. But yeah, as you can see, the view along the water is just absolutely stunning, and it really immerses yourself in the culture and the goings on of the local people. We had this lovely gentleman playing in the street, and I just love Turkish music. It's just so magical. And this is the Galata Tower, which you can climb to the top and see the view. Now, never underestimate the amount of walking that goes on in Istanbul, but also don't underestimate the amount of food that you're going to have. We also found a lovely little cafe with absolutely delicious food and shisha, where we just spent the whole evening and night chilled and relaxing. Now, my day 2 outfit consisted of my Peppermint Ruffle sleeved top, which I made in this gorgeous 100% cotton fabric. I really felt inspired by this fabric when knowing that I was going to come to Turkey, just because I knew that it really fitted in with the culture and the vibes. And then I found this mural wall, which was just the perfect place to photograph and video it. But yeah, it was super comfortable, and I really enjoyed pairing it with this corduroy green skirt. We also walked along the more urban streets of Istanbul, where you have a lot of big chains, both European and Turkish. As you can see here, the beautiful old vintage tram lines running, and there was just something so magical about that. Also decided to take a boat across the Bosphorous to the Asia side, and we went by boat where the local people would jump on as well, and it was absolute chaos, but oh my gosh, what a fun experience with such beautiful views of Istanbul. And the journey itself only takes about 20 minutes. And there's also an indoor part as well, where you can just really relax, and you have buskers and things inside playing beautiful Turkish music. We also decided to try out their metro, and to be honest, I was pretty impressed. It's rather big and very modern and very organised, and it seemed actually better than the London Tube Underground. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, we also took the trams on ground level, and it's just a really nice way to see the streets, and you can kind of have a little browse as you're passing through the neighbourhoods. We then decided to experience the Ottoman cuisine, where we went to a restaurant and had lamb and duck with apricot and chickpea sauce. Now, the following day, I decided to try some local breakfast, which comprises of egg and meat, and if I'm correct, it's pronounced sukuk. Again, I will type it on the screen so I don't completely get that wrong. But this day we went to Topkapi Palace, and it was huge. There was so much to see, and I would say if you're planning on going, you probably need a minimum of 2 hours to see everything. We also decided to see the harem, which is where the Sultan had his prostitutes, and it just gives a really interesting insight into the history of the sultans. The streets were absolutely lined with such beautiful shops full of spices, baklava. I would also recommend that you check out the Spice Bazaar as well, because it's just full of lovely colours and beautiful smells. But for lunch that day, I really wanted to try the Testi Kebab, which, as you can see, is quite a scene and quite a demonstration. But it just fascinated me of how they managed to cook this. And yeah, essentially what they do is they cook it within the pot, but what they actually do is smash the bottom of the pot to release the food, and it just gave the most succulent, delicious meat that you'll ever try. They do have also vegetarian options if you're vegetarian, and they also do it with chicken and fish as well. Highly recommend. Now, this was the view from our hotel room, and I think it's just such a stunning view of the sea on the left-hand side, but also by night with everything lit up. I just thought it looked absolutely beautiful. The hotel itself was really nicely decorated in really Turkish traditional style, which I love. And yeah, I just really love the decor that they have there. And it really reflected also in their textiles, which I'm kind of bummed about that I didn't get to go to a fabric store, but I know how I am, and I probably would have wanted to buy things that I couldn't take home anyway because I didn't have space in the suitcase. But I did manage to pick up a couple of beautiful cushions, and so I'm happy I brought a little bit of Turkey back home. Now, this was my outfit for the final day, which were my trusty dungarees. They were so comfortable. It was made out of this suedette leopard print fabric. And again, there is a video for this, so I will put this video on a card in the top right corner. But yeah, I also wore this the day after for the airport, and there was two things wrong with this. One is that the buckles set off the security alarms, and two, going to the loo was an absolute nightmare. However, I love this outfit, and yeah, next day it was time to go home. We were so tired here. Again, we'd be spending the whole day travelling home, and yeah, it was a really nice end to the trip. Chilled with a cup of coffee, and back to the airport we went. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button, and do subscribe to the channel. Love you lots. Bye.